Today we have this stunning BMW M3 behind me. It's got some serious issues in the car. And I never heard of that problem before. You guys ready, yeah? Let's blast this car on the dyno. Today we have this stunning BMW M3 behind me, and as you can tell from the title, it's got some serious issues in the car. It's got rough running, misfires, you name it. This car's been sent in from Oxford on a truck. First of all, let's have a look around the car. It's a BMW F80 M3. It's absolutely stunning in matte black. Yeah, this car's done some pretty damn hard miles, you can tell. It's been on track a few times as well. I've noticed the sticker over here. It's passed the noise test at Castle Combe Circuit. Let's crack on, let's diagnose this car. So what I've been told about this car is, it's a bit of a strange one. Apparently the injector keeps popping out. And I never heard of that problem before, but you get new issues every day, right? So let's get this car started up. Let's find out what's going on here. So straight away you can tell, the car's got rough idle, it's got no fuel, and yeah, you got a drivetrain light as well, engine light. The first thing I'm gonna do is scan this car, see what fault codes we have, and take it from there. So I'm gonna pause it there, because straight away on the engine, we pull up 10 fault codes. Now, if you look closely, we got cylinder misfires, several cylinders, cylinder 4, air mass too high, looks like we got air mass sensor problem as well, cylinder 4 again. The faults do look like it's all coming from cylinder 4, which means we're gonna have to start inspecting that. Now, if the car's misfiring from one cylinder, there's literally 4 outcomes. It can either be the spark plug, the ignition coil, the injector, or an internal issue. And I've listed them in order from lowest cost to highest cost. So yeah, we're going to start with the basics. Go with the spark plug, ignition coil, do the basic check. If they don't pass, then we're going to have to move on to doing compression test, which is going to check the engine internally. Now if you come around the back here, hear that? That's a clear sign of a misfire. And you can look, if you look at the exhaust tips, it's quite wet as well. A sign of misfueling. Definitely not firing properly. So this car is definitely tuned, as you can tell. It's got upgraded intakes on it. But yeah, what we're going to do is start moving this stuff aside and make space to access number 4, which is basically 1, 2, right there in the middle. That's number 4 cylinder. Let's get started. Do love the stance of a F80 M3 though. Look at that, it's so nice. I'm pretty sure this car got spaces on it. That's why it looks so good. So the first thing to do is remove these hoses for the charge cooler, which is basically pretty much blocking us from accessing number 4. Once we do that, we'll have access to the engine. We're only going to check out number 4 today, obviously, because that's the fault code that is showing. There's no need to mess around with anything else at the moment. So to open this, it's very simple. It's got some Jubilee clips in here. Just use a screwdriver or something simple as that. Just ease it off. And we're just going to push out the way just to access the spark plugs. So the first thing to pull out is the ignition coil. Right, so we pulled out number 3 and number 4. So we're going to do a basic check, which is basically swap them over and then start the car up, see if the fault code moves over to another cylinder. And obviously if it does, then the problem would be the ignition coil or the injector or the spark plug, one of these. So yeah, we're going to see what happens. So what we've already done is swap the ignition coils over and the spark plugs, and the fault code has remained on cylinder number 4, which basically means it's not the ignition coils, it's not the spark plugs. What we've got left over is the injector and of course the compression test for the engine. So at the moment, what we're doing is pulling out the injectors. I'm going to swap them over next. So we're just in the process of taking the injectors out, and what we've noticed is on number 4 cylinder, the injector, like when we were releasing it, just popped out with a lot of pressure. The customer did say it keeps popping out, so we're going to have to find out what's going on here. I've got a feeling the issue is related to an injector rather than internal. So we just pulled out injector number 4, just to have a quick inspection on it. Looks fairly normal, can't see nothing wrong with it. Yeah, we're going to swap it over with number 3 and see what happens in terms of installation, first of all, because the issue they seem to be saying is it pops out. So far, we have now swapped over spark plug, injector coil, and injector from number 3 to number 4. So now, we're going to start the car back up and reset the codes, see what comes back. And that will tell us if the fault lies down in any of these parts that we just moved over. First things first, the car's running really rough, to be honest. Put the ignition on, clear these fault codes off first, and take it from there. So once I clear the codes, it'll come down to 0 codes. I'll start the car back up, and it will then show us any new codes. By the way, we haven't changed any parts as of yet. This is a matter of just swapping things over to do tests instead of buying parts for no reason and wasting money. We don't like doing that. I'm sure no one likes doing that. So I've just cleared the fault codes. As you can see, 0. Let's start the car back up. And of course, the car will still be running rough because no parts have been changed. There you go, straight away, drivetrain. This is going to be interesting because it's going to tell us exactly what we're looking for. Scan it again, see what comes back. 6 fault codes have come back. Alright, that's a strange one. Guess what we got now? We got 3 and 4 now. So we got cylinder fire misfires in number 3 and number 4, regardless of moving parts over. The rev is dead still, but I can actually feel the engine in the cabin. It's like shaking. It's not perfectly still. So fault codes. We have 3 fault codes come back, by the way. So we got air mass too high, hot fuel air mass meter. Nothing to do with misfire. 100% currently the car is misfiring at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is do a live data on this car and then see what it's reading from each cylinder to get a good idea of what's going on. So I'm going to go to the misfire counter, and that is our problem right there. So this car, being an M3, it's a S55 engine. It has 6 cylinders in it. Without a doubt, number 4 cylinder is counting misfires live as we speak. This is a live data, yeah, and it's giving me readings to let me know that number 4, 100% misfiring. Without a doubt, we got misfires in cylinder number 4, even though we removed the injector, the spark plug, and the ignition coil. What's left over? Internal issues. So the next thing we're going to do is a compression test. So we're thinking it's more like a sticking valve or a cracked valve, like a very slight misfire. It's not even generating fault codes right now. So I'm pretty sure if I drive the car now, it will generate fault codes. So
yeah, if you drive it, you definitely see the fault code.
Because you're driving under pressure, it's going to bring more fault codes. Switch this car off. Let's do a compression test. Let's just see what we can find on that first to begin with. So let's step out and let's do a compression test. This is what you call fault finding, step-by-step fault finding. And again, this is without spending stupid money on replacing parts unnecessarily. What you've got to do is establish where the fault's coming from, not just guess and chuck money at random parts. Not like other garages, we have boost performance over here. That's how we do it properly. So over here, we have the compression tester. This is going to measure the internal compression of the engine. And of course, we're going to check number 4. And as a comparison, we'll check any other cylinder, for example, even number 1, which is meant to be a good firing cylinder, and we'll do a comparison to see what's wrong. This will confirm, without a doubt, what's going on internally, basically. So this tool basically goes exactly where the spark plug goes. Spark plug is now removed. All we're going to do now is crank the engine, and that's going to give us a reading of the compression from the engine. Let's do that. So I've got someone in the car now. All right, let's go cylinder number 4. Crank the engine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, see that? So that's number 4, and it's 175 psi. But I reckon these cars do 200. As a comparison, we're going to check the reading on cylinder number 1, and then we'll find out. Okay, crank it. So, 180, 5 psi. That's it. That could be the sign of a small crack valve though. Because the misfire is not even so severe as well. The misfire is very subtle. As you can see, there is a difference. So what we can do as well, this is number 1. Let's put it into another cylinder. We attach the cylinder tester to number 5 to get a comparison. Crank it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Okay.
It's actually fine then, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, compression is actually fine. I wouldn't really say it's an internal issue at this point. It's too early to say that. So at this point, what I'm going to do is box the car back up, put all the stuff back in, and go for a test drive, because I was told that the injectors keep popping out. Now, what if that's actually happening? I think we have to address that issue first. So yeah, let's put everything back together, go for a test drive, and see what fault codes come back with. So we've just moved over the spark plug from number 3. First it was from 4 to 3, and now we put it to number 1. And it looks like the misfire will come back to cylinder number 1. So it's very highly likely that it is a plug then, because look, number 4 is now gone. Yeah. But what about live data? Should I do live data again? Yeah. Let's do live data again, and let's see. Let's confirm what we're saying. No, it's still, it's gone. Yeah, number 1. Yeah. There's the problem, mate. That's the problem right there. Can you see now?
Number 1.
It's now moved to number 1. So yeah, man, there you have it. So I think we solved the problem. Spark plug and ignition coil. We're going to order one of those now, change that over just to test what we're saying, and then take it from there, man. Yeah, we were going to drive it just now. We're still yet to confirm that popping out issue. Let's get some parts in. Here you go, a fresh set of plugs. 4 for now, 2 more on the way. and 1 ignition coil. Let's start off by replacing the first one and start the car up. Let's see if it solved the issue that we're having. Alright, so fresh set of spark plugs now fitted. Let's jump back in the car and let's do another full code scan. So the car sounds way better. I don't even think it's misfiring anymore. Let's scan it. But sitting in the car, I can confirm it's definitely not misfiring at this moment at all. Alright, let's scan this car up. So no full codes at all whatsoever. Of course, we gotta go test drive the car to confirm for sure, put it under some load, and then take it from there. Look at this, man. Trying to make content, and the business phones keep ringing. They don't stop. I'm gonna have to take this. Hello?
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 Hello there, good afternoon. I'm calling from Woman Group. I'm calling to update your free directory listing.
Spam calls. And don't forget, the customer mentioned that 2 garages have said that the injector keeps popping out. We're yet to confirm that because the car's revving absolutely smooth, idling perfect. Let's go hit the roads. Let's get this bad boy on the street. Fixed it, yeah? Come on. Look at this, by the way. Absolute beauty. Dyno jet. Might put this M3 on this Dyno in a bit. See what power it's running after getting it sorted. So what I'm looking for is basically any sort of engine lights, rough running. To be fair, the car's driving absolutely amazing right now. There's no fuel in it, so obviously we have to fuel up the car. The car drives amazing. Car's definitely mapped up, as you can hear. All the pops and bangs. Let's get some V-power into this. Look at that, man. Look at that arch. Shell V-power, the only fuel you should be using. So yeah, I've just come back from the test drive with the M3, and I'm pleased to say we have resolved the issue. Full throttle and no issues whatsoever. So I've got the car back here. We initially installed 4 spark plugs because 6 weren't available. We're yet to install the last 2. However, I've been speaking to the customer, and because this car is a stage 2, I was driving there. I don't think I was really feeling the power that it should be. And I've asked him, what's the power running? He goes, it's about 670 bhp, which to me don't make no sense because no GAT M3 on stock turbos can do that power unless it's running a hybrid. Got a bit of a bonus for you guys today. We're gonna get this M3 onto the dyno, strap it up and do a run, stock run. Let's see what this car claims to have and what we get from the dyno. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the car's running absolutely fine. I mean, when the customer advised me that the injector keeps popping out, I definitely thought, especially since 2 garages have seen the car already, there's some sort of internal issue. Seems like it was just a spark plug, which is shocking actually. Enough of that, let's get this car strapped in the dyno. So I'm gonna line up the dyno with the car. That's it, the M3 is sitting on the dyno jet. Let's strap up the ropes and let's get this beast on the dyno. So we're currently just in the process of getting the straps on, strapping the beast down. That's what we call it. Here we go. We've got the beast strapped up to the dyno and we're about to run a sample run. What I mean by sample run is, at the moment, it's claimed to have 670 bhp. Again, I find that highly impossible with stock turbos. Now I don't know if this car's got a hybrid turbo, but I doubt it. Let's calibrate the dyno and yeah, let's go for a stock run. Let's do this. Alright, so I've got the dyno all calibrated to the gear ratio. We're going to do a test run on this car to establish how much power it's running. Bear in mind, the customer said this car is running 670 bhp, which I highly doubt. You guys ready, yeah? Let's blast this car on the dyno. We've got some results, guys. Let's see what power is running. As you can see, this car is running no more than 500 bhp. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Let's zoom this in properly. 484 bhp, and on the second one, 494. This car's claimed to have 670 bhp. Now, do you see how important it is to dyno your vehicle when you get it tuned elsewhere? It's not 670 brake. It's not stage 3 for sure. I think it's more like a stage 1, 1.5, maybe 2. But it depends on who tuned it. Really, I think this car needs a retune. Yeah, if you look at the graph over here, the car makes peak power around here, 5,500 RPM. And the max power it's made is 484, 495, max. Torque, again, very similar. Yeah, so I think this car needs some custom tuning done to it. And that's exactly what we're going to do now to this car. So yeah, I think I'm going to save that for part 2 though, because this video is a bit longed out. It's 5:30 p.m, time to call it a day. Come back tomorrow and we'll run this car properly. Let's see what we can get out of this car. And I'm pretty sure it's stock turbos. However, we're going to data log the car on the dyno as well. The data log will say a lot about how much power it's running and all that stuff. All right guys, you've seen the dyno inside the car. Now I'm sure you want to see it outside the car. Let's do that. You ready, yeah?
Ready, bro.
Ready, man. Let's run this beast up. I'm in love with this dyno jet, man. It's amazing. What a machine. That is a madness. What the heck? I'm getting my phone up. You know, bro, that's mad. There you have it. This car's run 486 bhp at the very, very best, far from what the customer stated it should have. Say if it's dropping now. So it's first it was 486, then it was 477, now it's 466. Basically, it's heat soaked. The car's getting hot and the power just dropping as we do more dyno runs. So yeah, man, this car needs a retune. Stay tuned for the next video where we're gonna run this car up, we're gonna tune it ourselves and see what we can get out of it at boost performance. So yeah, man, till next time, peace out.